Welcome, I'm Dwayne Gang from the Press Enterprise and PE.com. Today we're going to discuss the California Citizens Redistricting Commission and the process going through to redraw congressional, state assembly, state senate, and Board of Equalization districts. This is a first for the state of California, and the state's moving into kind of uncharted territory. Joining me now to kind of discuss this are Press Enterprise Sacramento reporter Jim Miller and Washington correspondent Ben Goad. They're both on the phone. Welcome to you both. Jim, let me start with you. Kind of give us some background about how we're in this position in the first place. You know, how did California get into this position of having a group of citizens kind of redraw district boundaries?
Oh, it dates mainly with a lot of unhappiness with how the existing districts were drawn after the 2000 census. During the 2001 redistricting, this was it was a plan that was designed to protect incumbents and to lock in partisan advantages in each district. And except for a few instances out of hundreds of elections, it's pretty much worked as intended. So some good government groups and others, including former Governor Schwarzenegger, promoted Proposition 11 on the 2008 ballot. That created the commission for legislative. It created a commission to redraw legislative districts, and then
and last year they added congressional districts to that.
Proposition 20, which expanded the commission's purview to include congressional districts. Right.
Now, the commission's been going around the state gathering public input on this. They were here in Norco back in May, kind of gathering input from the public on communities of interest and what cities and communities should be included in those districts. Then on June 10th, they unveiled their kind of first draft maps of these. You know, this is the chance the public first got to see some of the state assembly, state senate, and congressional districts. You know, for now, let's focus on some of the congressional districts. You know, this is going to kind of be kind of a real upheaval, so to speak, in the political world with these kind of brand new districts from scratch. Ben, let me turn to you. Let's start with this congressional district in the San Bernardino Rialto area. Actually, let me back up a little bit there and just get your response and your take on what was the reaction to the inland congressional district when these draft maps came out on June 10th?
Well, Dwayne, you're right. Statewide, there was quite a bit of upheaval, and a lot of lawmakers will probably lose their seats. But in the inland area, our congressional delegation is feeling pretty good. The area is going to get a couple of new seats because we've had tremendous growth over the last 10 years, but all five districts that touch the area, the inland area, core San Bernardino and Riverside County areas, will remain generally safe seats for the incumbents.
Right. We're going to take a look at a couple of those right now. To start with, let's take a look at this district that's kind of San Bernardino, Colton, Rialto, parts of Fontana and Highland, Loma Linda, even a part of Redlands. Here are some of the cities that are in that district, proposed district. We also have some of the voter registration breakdown for this district as well. It looks like it is, as it's proposed, is about 45.8% Democrat right now, and about 32.8% Republican, and decline to states are about 17.3%. Ben, let me ask you, you know, Congressman Joe Baca lives in this district. He's a current incumbent there. But also there's been some, he's not the only incumbent that's now in this district. Can you explain that?
Yeah, that's right. The way the district is proposed, it carves a little bit of western Redlands into the area that's primarily represented right now by Baca. And that little corner of Redlands is also home to Jerry Lewis, the longtime Republican stalwart in the district that's primarily just to the east of there right now. And conventional wisdom would have Lewis running for the Eastern District seat, which includes Yucaipa and parts San Bernardino County mountains
right.
and high desert and Mono and Inyo counties. But Lewis has not said that he's committed to not running in the Rialto San Bernardino district,
right.
where Democrats do have an edge.
Ben, you've talked to Lewis and Lewis's office. They weren't too happy about this this line, were they?
No, that's right. And the reason they're stating that they're not happy with these lines is not political. Lewis has raised serious concerns that that area, that eastern San Bernardino Valley area, which is Loma Linda, Highland, Yucaipa, Redlands, that area is what they consider to be a community of interest, and the commission was tasked to try to keep those communities of interest together, because that would give them better representation in Congress, and Lewis feels like that's not happened. Right.
You know, that the congressional district that you're describing, that's most of parts of Redlands, Yucaipa, the San Bernardino Mountains, that's 32% as it's being proposed, 32.7% Democratic and 43.3% Republican. So it's a little bit more Republican than the other district in the San Bernardino County area. And decline to state voters are 18.2%. I want to turn now to this kind of new congressional district being proposed for Riverside and Moreno Valley. Some of the cities included in this proposed district, of course, are Riverside, the county seat, Moreno Valley, the new city of Jurupa Valley, which will incorporate July 1st, Eastvale, and Norco. The registration breakdown here, this could potentially be a battleground district. 39.8% Democratic, 37.8% Republican. Decline to state voters are 17.6%. And in this district, we've already got some people. This is an open seat. We already have some candidates expressing interest and kind of declaring that they are going to run. Jim, let me turn to you. A couple of these candidates, or one of whom is a state assembly member. Who's already kind of declared and expressed interest in this seat?
Right. Well, Assemblyman Jeff Miller from Corona declared that he is running for this seat earlier in the week. Jeff, or Assemblyman Miller, represents kind of the far western edges, or far western census blocks of this proposed congressional district. He is a conservative Republican. This current assembly district includes, Corona and Norco, and then goes out in the Orange County where most of his constituents live. And then John Pavoloni, the Riverside County Supervisor, has also expressed an interest. He is currently the president of the State Association of Counties. He has talked of the need for extending some taxes that were raised in 2009 as part of a state budget deal. And so that could be, a point of disagreement.
Right, sure.
Potential primary fight between him and Assemblyman Miller.
Really quickly, Jim, you've kind of run some numbers here. In Tavoloni's supervisorial district, there's a good chunk of that, or almost his entire supervisorial district would be in this proposed congressional district. About how much of his supervisorial district is included in this congressional district?
I think virtually all of it. I mean, if you look at another way, about a third of the voters in the congressional district are also inside Tavoloni's supervisorial district. With Assemblyman Miller, it's quite a bit less. It's about 13% of the voters in the proposed congressional district are also in his current assembly district.
Well, it will all be. Well, it'll all be interesting to see how all of this unfolds. These are, of course, draft maps, and the public can still have some opportunities to weigh in on these. The Commission has until August 15th to approve some final maps. There's an upcoming meeting of the Citizens Redistricting Commission in San Bernardino. And, of course, if you can't make it out to that, there's opportunities to weigh in either by email or by fax, or you can even mail in your comments about these proposed districts to the Commission. Jim Miller from Sacramento and Ben Goad from Washington, we appreciate your time today, and thanks for watching. I'm Dwayne Gang from the Press Enterprise and PE.com.